host of Pardon My Take, and voluminous tweeter at Barstool Big Cat. It's time for his weekly conversation with Waddle and Silvy on ESPN 1000.
Now in the street there is violence.
That's right. It's time for Barstool Big Cat. He joins us in our State Street studios now, and he's brought to you by Stella Blue Coffee. Get yours at StellaBlueCoffee.com, and a portion of the proceeds goes to PauseChicago.com. You charged up over the Bears?
Oh, I'll tell you what. Thursday was an incredible day. I spent the day, I did a little time capsule with my kids, took a video of them being like, hey, today we're drafting Caleb Williams, and we're going to watch this video in 20 years.
They couldn't give a rat's ass.
They're like, who are you talking about? But then Friday, getting to hear you guys interview Caleb Williams at Buffalo Wild Wings was incredible.
Oh, you know, you're way to rub it in.
Tyler knows me well, but he doesn't know me well enough. You can't tell me that, Tyler, as we're walking in. He
That was
told
good
me
content right there. I teed you up, you hit it.
You told him to say that?
No, he didn't tell me to say it. He just told, I said, how'd last week go? And then he mentioned that, and I was like, great. I'm going to lead off with that.
We didn't tell him the low moments. Did you tell him any of the highlights?
Told him we were at the Bears draft party. It was a great time.
Huge.
Did you tell him we had technical difficulties there, too?
Did not know.
You guys been doing this a long time. I've been doing this a long time. There's just nothing more frustrating when that happens and there's nothing you can do. Because we're not smart.
You just get in your car and get an hour-long traffic to get back to the city.
Yeah, just stare at the tech guy being like, just plug it in and plug it back, like plug it out, take it out, plug it back in.
It's on fire,
Big
Cat.
Like, why can't you guys figure this out? And but yeah, no, last week was incredible. It couldn't have gone better. The fact that we got Rome at 9. I know you guys just talked to Poles. I have a theory. My guy Ryan Poles, my close personal friend Ryan Poles.
Of course. Guys vacationing together these days?
I should ask.
He's going to the F1.
He's going to Miami, yeah.
The F1 race.
It's so
this
hot
weekend.
in Miami. Oh my God! I went there last year for the F1. It was so hot. Not for big guys.
No.
But he's lost
not a big guy
No,
anymore.
he's not a big guy
slim.
anymore. I'm talking about myself. So I have a theory that Ryan Poles, because of everything that he's done in the last 2 years, has been so great. I'm starting to think that he did the Chase Claypool deal on purpose to get everyone off the scent. He was like, what's the dumbest move I can make? And everyone will look at me like I don't know what I'm doing and that I'm like a cheap mark. And then everything else has worked out since then. It's
solid
genius.
play right there.
So I'm now counting the Chase Claypool trade as a positive for Ryan Poles because that was all part of the plan.
So let's trade with Poles because we will probably win the trade.
Correct. They're like, this guy gave up a second for Chase Claypool?
Like Carolina's thinking that.
Yeah,
they're like,
like,
we'll win this deal, no problem.
The GM for the Panthers probably went to David Tepper and they're like, look, I know it seems like a lot, but this guy in Chicago doesn't know what he's doing. And that's all he was just getting everyone to. And then Montez Sweat, like, it's just, he's a genius. He's a genius. So
it's a good philosophy because if you think about their coaching staff, they worked with Eberflus too.
Right.
So they're probably saying, look, Poles just traded for Chase Claypool.
Right.
Eberflus isn't long for that job either. We can fleece them.
He got everyone off the scent. He did it right away too, so that you know it doesn't hurt them long term. That's in the past. It was genius. Everything after that has happened because of the Claypool.
My guess is, too, that you have punter fever as well, don't you? You're a punter guy.
Now, that one, the punter, and I get it because the draft got a little weak in the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th round. And you're taking best player available, and we had a punter problem, and we needed a new punter, and this guy's good. An Iowa punter is like, it's like the old school, like, you know, you're taking a linebacker from Penn State or like a, you know, defensive back from LSU. You're taking an Iowa punter. That's the cream of the crop. Does feel
Aren't you concerned, though, that he doesn't have many kicks left in his leg after the 4 years at Iowa?
No, he's ready to go.
Okay,
He's all warmed
26.
up.
He's been all punted out.
He's punted a lot. It does feel, though, it was funny to have the punter be selected in the 4th round because that does feel like a cherry on an ice cream sundae. Like that's the last move you make to go win a Super Bowl. And we're like, let's go win a Super Bowl. We got our punter now.
That's what Waddle said. It's an arrogant pick.
It is.
Because
It
of
was
that.
a little bit of a heat check pick.
Yeah, it was heat check. I called it an arrogant pick. I wish I could have stolen your line. That's a heat check pick.
It was. Immediately when they did it, they're just going to do this, and it's probably going to work.
Not to mention, you've just loaded your offensive huddle with weapons, so here's hoping you're not going to ever punt.
Right.
And by the way, in the NFL these days, you go for it on fourth down every day.
True, but I mean, a good punter, these playoff games.
I get it.
Yeah. What punter? I think it was actually, wasn't it the Super Bowl? There was one of the two punters.
I don't remember the punters.
I think it was the 49ers punter was doing like an insane job and had the Chiefs
and they lost.
Backed up. Yeah, they did lose, but not because of the punter.
Okay.
Not because of the punter.
Punter kept him in the game.
Yeah.
I said, Big Cat, it's Bizarro Hester.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, when we get good, we have to trick it up some way, shape, or form.
You got to get the special teams going.
Yeah.
So I'm so excited. I mean, I think Caleb Williams is going to. We talked about it for 2 months because we knew he was going to be the pick for 2 months. I think he's going to be incredible. I also love that we didn't trade up to get Rome Odunze because that, to me, the draft is no one knows how these guys are going to turn out. But more than anything, it's can you do a good job of not making a trade that you don't need to make and looking back and being like, man, we probably could have gotten our guy without having to give up more draft cap.
Now that it's said and done, can you believe even going back a couple of months that people were dead set convinced that the Bears weren't going to trade Justin and draft
I was
quarterback?
in the fall. I liked Drake May because I watched him a lot at UNC. So yeah, I mean, but
you knew they were going to move on from Justin sooner rather than later.
Yes, that part seems so silly looking back that there was this Bears civil war going on, and I mean, even Caleb having the Chicago shirt on underneath his suit, like he knew.
Yeah,
that I actually thought the only mistake the Bears made on draft night was putting out that video of Poles and Kevin Warren and Eberflus talking to Caleb Williams because he seemed not enthused, but the whole reason he wasn't enthused was because he knew it was the pick for two months.
I like the phone call. Are you talking about the phone call, though? I like the phone call.
But that one specifically, like, usually you get the guy, he's like, oh, my God, I'm so excited. I had no idea I was going here. Ryan Poles had to say to Caleb Williams, he's like, the NFL is going to make us wait 5 minutes to put in the pick. So it's like, he was like, okay, sounds good. Like, we all knew it was going to happen.
I loved it.
Yeah.
The beginning of the hello game.
Yeah.
Well, this is, I laugh.
Hello?
Yeah.
Hello?
Who's this?
Who's this?
See, it's like kind of awkward. It's like
Chicago
talked a
Bears,
million
man.
times.
You know what it's like? It's like two people who just started dating who are totally just head over heels, and they're just, they can't wait to talk next, and they're goofing on each other.
They probably talked that morning. They probably talked the day before.
Oh, for sure.
Should have hit him with a, you up?
Yeah. You ready to go?
You up?
But it was a great day.
Okay, so now can you solve the stadium issue? Now to move on to bigger and better things, can you serve as stadium consultant?
I mean, what's even going to happen? I don't even.
This is what I
guess
said
we
to Waddle.
did talk before it. People got mad at me because I was like, "Where are you going to park?" And like, "Oh, public transit." But it's still a football game. You want to tailgate?
Of course.
Like,
Who
I'm
got
not
mad at you?
They're like, "Oh, would you say that for the Cubs?" Like, Cubs is different. That's not a football
They
game.
don't care about parking, the organization. They're like,
Correct.
yeah, they're
But
like, hey.
fans care about parking.
Of course.
I'm sorry to say.
Well, you're taking away more tailgate spots, and we've never tailgated for Cubs games.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Right, you tailgate at the bars for Cubs games. If around Soldier Field was built up with 15, 20 bars, then I would be like, okay, you know what? That's fine. Everyone take public transit.
And that's what we've been used to. We've always been shortchanged on the tailgates thing, and now they're going to take more away from us.
I'm gonna have to buy a boat.
You look, you're in boat territory.
I'm gonna have to buy a boat. I don't go to games anyway, so I'm the last person to talk to.
I just don't know. Listen, I have vacillated just uncontrollably. I was all in. Oh, this is definitely going to happen at Arlington Heights. Oh, Kevin Warren's the president. There's no chance he wants to go to Arlington Heights. He wants to build downtown. Now the downstate Springfield is like, I'm not giving you any money.
Right. And now, so is Arlington Heights still like lurking?
Oh yeah, they still
So
think
then,
that they're. Like the relationship here, they still think that the jilted lover, they're playing the role of jilted lover, that they're going to get back together.
Because if Arlington Heights still happens, you know what you could do is you could still do this plan without a stadium there and make some beautiful parks and have it They must have said the word kids 100 times in that press
Oh,
conference.
yeah, sure.
So
Could be
still do it
studying
for the
out there.
kids.
That was a political rally.
Yeah, I
that the
didn't.
Bears had.
The priest doing a prayer and being like, I guess we do probably need all the help we can get to beat the Packers.
Praying for wins
But
and
that
$2
was-
billion from the
That was a
state.
little weird. Yeah, that was a little weird. I don't know, but I don't know. I just want a resolution. I think you guys probably agree. Just give us a plan and let's just go with it.
Big Cat, I said the same to Waddle. I don't know, like, where this is going. Is this something that is just negotiating tactics where it starts here, then
Right.
eventually the gap will close and they'll come to an agreement? Or is this truly a non-starter and will never get off the ground?
Right.
And then they go back to Arlington Heights? Or is this something that none of them is really a good solution?
And when it comes to it, like the Bears should realize that the only thing fans care about is like we just want a good, like state-of-the-art stadium. I don't care where you put it. I just want a good state-of-the-art
Right.
stadium.
That's
so
better.
just figure it out. Don't draw this out. Don't go back and forth. We don't care about all the negotiations. Just give us a state-of-the-art stadium. Give us a Final Four. Give us a Super
Yes.
Bowl. Give us a Big Ten championship. Give us those things.
You don't think you'd go to more, like you said, you don't go to games anyway. You don't think you'd go to games now that they're indoors?
I got to work.
Oh, that's true.
Monday night football game. If we have when our schedule comes out, if there's a Monday night football game, I might try to get to one.
There'll be more now.
Yeah.
You have a window into what you think Kevin Warren wants. I don't think there's any way they're letting go of the concept of being on the lakefront. So I don't think, like, I'm still in the camp that they will find a way.
That this is just the start of negotiations,
Yes,
and this
that
is how
somehow,
it goes.
some way that, people are going to have to give a little bit here and a little bit there. But at the end of the day, I don't see Kevin Warren taking no for an answer. He may have to.
Just build a
eventually,
big
but-
video board in Arlington Heights and have it be a live shot of the lakefront, right behind the stadium. They do that with all these studio shows now. Like if you watch Greeny in the morning, they're not looking out on the East River. There's a video feed of the East
right.
River.
Those aren't real windows.
Yeah, that's
right,
showing
right. I've
the
heard
like
that.
right. So why can't we just do the same there? Just build a video board, put us on the lakefront in Arlington Heights.
Do you want to be part of the group that we've put together to buy the land in Arlington Heights and build whatever we want out there?
Can we get a racetrack?
Yes, we're going to redo it. Eddie O has
Eddie
already
O's in,
committed
yeah.
Done.
to
I'm
be
in.
in charge of the
Bears
racetrack.
in too.
Bears in.
What would you want out there?
A racetrack.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you trust Eddie O to be the one
Yes,
that's
I
making sure it
absolutely
all
trust
works?
him.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll let you know after the Kentucky Derby how much I'm ready to donate.
Do you have a favorite that you're willing to share
I don't know.
or a choice?
Well, I mean, it's a weird race because Baffert is out again.
Is he still
still
banned
out.
from Kentucky?
Not sorry enough is what
Really?
they
Is
said.
that what
They
they
literally
said?
were like,
This is like Sammy Sosa
yeah,
kind of.
no, he had a 2-year ban, and then they had an option for a third, third-year ban, and they basically was like, he's not contrite enough. So he has 3 horses that would be in this race.
But none of them are running?
They're not running, so the race is a little weird. Where the favorite Fierceness is like, if they all run their fastest race, he should win easily. It's not like the deepest field. I'll
you
have a
going?
pick on
Are
Saturday.
you going?
No, I'm going to go to the Belmont though.
Yeah.
In a couple weeks, in a month. I love horse racing.
Churchill, we've been there. I mean, it's a dump. It's
Yeah,
great.
No,
it's fun,
Keeneland
but
is
it's
the place in Kentucky.
Keeneland
Keeneland
beautiful.
is the cream of the crop. Keeneland is Wrigley Field.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I like. I've never been to Saratoga. I know you and I have talked
Also
about
like it,
Saratoga,
yeah.
but that's what I envision
Yes.
Saratoga being like Keeneland.
Yes, exactly. It's very much like that. So yeah, well, I love Kentucky Derby weekend. Always feels like it's the beginning of summer.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what
Doesn't it?
I said.
I wish they still had the big fight. They usually, remember when Mayweather used to fight on this weekend, and it would be like playoff games,
Right, Mother's
Kentucky
Day,
Derby.
right? There would be a big Bulls game on Mother's Day then.
and they just go right
That's a
into
distant
it.
memory.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say,
I mean,
well, I don't remember any of that.
Do you
Long
remember- when's,
time
the,
ago.
when's the last time we had a big Bulls game on Mother's Day?
Speaking of fights, are you into this Jake Paul, Mike Tyson thing?
Now that they can knock each other out, yeah.
Oh, so that's
But I'm
they're
also,
wearing heavy
What do you
gloves.
mean now that they can knock each other
They
out?
did a fight. Mike Tyson did a fight with someone. Was it also a Paul brother? I can't remember. Where
don't
it
think
wasn't
so.
officially sanctioned, so they couldn't knock each other out.
This one is sanctioned.
This one is sanctioned, so they can knock each
But
other
they're
out.
playing with they're using the heavier gloves,
Yeah.
which means
It'll be harder to knock
It'll be
each other
harder
out.
to knock somebody out.
Yeah, I mean, I'm of the age that I remember Mike Tyson's career and the end of it and being like, we got to buy this pay-per-view because what if he just knocks someone out? Yeah. So I've given up a lot of money to watch Mike Tyson, even though I know nothing's going to happen. And I'll do it again.
This is what I asked Waddle. What will be the more entertaining Netflix event? The Brady roast or the Tyson fight?
Brady's doing a roast?
Yeah,
It's
I
this
didn't know this
weekend.
until last week either.
It's this weekend?
I think it's this weekend.
Who's roasting him?
I heard Nikki Glazer is going to be a part of it. Jeff Ross is going to be a part of it. Edelman. I think Belichick is.
Gronk is going to be a part of it.
Gronk.
If
Belichick
Jeff
is.
Ross, then hopefully
He's
there's like no
behind it.
rules.
Right.
Yeah.
He's behind it.
You'll know if there's some Alex Guerrero jokes or not.
Yeah.
I feel like that will be the telltale, like
Whether
they're
or not
letting
there's
their-
no rule.
Yeah,
you
they're
know,
doing
there's
no rules.
No, because they get really nasty,
I
which is
know.
great.
I know.
I
It's
used to, the
awesome.
Comedy Central roasts back in the day were outstanding.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then
Relentless.
when you have the comedians who have no connection to who's being roasted,
Yep.
that's awesome.
Yeah, I agree. So I
A
guess I'll tune in.
lot of good opportunities for Deflategate and ball jokes, hopefully.
Yeah, but that feels like if it's Deflategate ball jokes, that feels like that will be like, oh, that's censored. When they start getting to Alex Guerrero and like deeper into that, and maybe like karate instructors, those type of jokes.
Oh, wow.
Then, because that's the thing is like I don't want
That's
to
who
tune.
Giselle's with now,
Yeah,
right?
I don't want to tune into a
Jiu-jitsu,
roast
yeah.
that's like I know they're holding something back here. The
Yeah.
roast, because a true roast, Brady
Is,
then
yes.
gets to go back at everyone.
Yes,
And
at
then
the
he
end.
can go at Edelman.
Has
He
Tom
can go
had
at
any
Gronk.
work? Has he had any plastic surgery?
No,
would you guess?
I don't think so.
No?
What? Really?
No, I'm joking. He looks like an alien.
Yeah. I'm sure that'll be part of the presentation as well.
What about the Cubs? They just lost extra innings. The bullpen drives me crazy, even though they didn't allow a run last night.
I know that it felt like today's loss was last night's loss. Like we should have probably lost
We
last
owed
night's
one.
game. Yeah. Yeah, we got to pick up some arms in the bullpen because it's like you can't. I mean, Shota was awesome last night, and then we're sitting there like, are we going to lose this game? But
Where are you going to get arms at this point, right?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, where are you getting them? Where
The
you getting
arm
them? You
store.
going to Arms Are Us?
yeah, we'll go to the arms store.
Yeah, the arms store?
They're good.
The Cubs are
Yeah,
good. And for not playing that well, except for the starting pitching.
Yeah.
right. They're good.
Like Happ isn't hitting, Swanson isn't hitting, Morel's now
Bellinger's
starting to get a little bit
hurt,
hot.
Seiya's hurt.
Seiya's hurt.
They're good.
For them to be, what are they now, 19 and 13? Is that what it is?
Yeah. back to
big
6.
weekend
Yeah.
series against
The Brewers.
Brewers. I think I'm going to take my daughter to her first game.
Oh, wow.
Thinking that's going to be about 3 innings at most.
That's okay, though.
Yeah.
Will she be in charge of the split the pot purchases as well?
Listen, my son's a mush, so we
Yeah.
gotta try. We gotta keep going down the line, see what happens with her. Be great. She might get
I
cut.
love that you call your son a mush.
He is. He's gonna pick a horse this weekend. He hasn't won any of those. Every time.
Do you let
there's-
him know that he's a mush? Does he understand
no, but
that you
know,
think he's a
he'll know
mush?
eventually.
Yeah.
I mean, look, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, so it can't be like,
Are you a mush?
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. You know I am.
Did you?
That UConn money's gone.
It's gone. Come on.
Come on.
What was that, 150?
It's gone.
On what?
The playoffs has not been good to me.
NBA? But
Yeah,
you're
and
riding,
NHL.
you're in the Sixers tonight,
And then
right?
day baseball. Oh.
Would you have money on the Suns? What?
No, I didn't have money on the Sun. I did maybe for one of the games. I did bet against them in the last game because I thought they quit. But yeah, listen, it's all in ebb and flow. We'll get back.
You have the Sixers tonight?
I think so.
I saw you
think
tweet
so.
about that.
I think so. I haven't
Conviction is
decided
just
yet.
astounding.
I don't know. Joel Embiid is just like all he does is run out of gas. So it's like,
And dirty. He's the king of dirty plays.
He's doing WWE right now, which I kind of like that because I love watching a series, especially when you're not involved and like there's true bad blood. That makes great theater. Like this series has been awesome to watch.
Have you ever? I mean, in all honesty, what was your thought of Jalen Brunson prior to a year or two ago?
I love Jalen Brunson because I watched him at Villanova and was like, this guy's incredible.
So you thought also, Randy
didn't think-
Merkin's the only person we know that was projecting greatness.
I didn't think he would be this level. I thought he was like a really, really good point guard that you can win with, but not what he's become, where he's like a 1A
He's
for a
unbelievable.
deep playoff run type of guy. And I mean, listen, Jalen Brunson was phenomenal before Tibbs. We know what he does with point guards.
Yeah.
Like, remember the year when DJ Augustine was just
We were
incredible?
just talking about
like,
that.
Nate
that's just what he does.
Nate Robinson.
Yeah, he gets the most out of those
John
guys.
Lucas, the third one, a couple games.
And I just watch them play. They play so tough, and they're like just attacking the boards, and I miss that. It's too bad.
Did you have are you aware, like this is very local, but were you aware of the White Sox announcer sort of controversy?
No, what happened?
All right,
Well,
so-
I know that obviously Jason Benetti left before this season.
Right.
I knew that. He's
So
with the
again, like you have a
Tigers.
legend, we all loved Benetti.
Right.
That's fine.
Great guy.
So John, I always mispronounce
Schriffen.
I always want to call him Schifrin.
Josh Schifrin is what you've labeled him in the past.
So he, when the Sox won their fifth game, I believe, against Tampa. I believe they were 5-23.
I've been betting against the White Sox. That was why I lost a lot last week. They
all
won
the
like
Tampa
6
games.
in a row. Yeah.
Three.
Well, it felt like 6.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
So do you have the first audio? We can play them both. So this is his call as they had the walk-off with the Benintendi home run against Tampa to win their 5th game. Again, Big Cat.
Not in a row.
They now improve to 5-23 with a win.
Isn't it crazy?
Say it with me. Say it proud for all the haters.
Oh, I saw this.
Southside, stand up.
So for all the haters, and that's what caught a lot of Sox fans. And like, I don't understand that either. Like, who are the haters?
Well, this is to quote my co-host PFT because he's a Washington Capitals fan, and everyone was mad that the Capitals made the playoffs because they wanted the Red Wings in the playoffs. So like the Capitals stink. They're going to get swept by the Rangers. They got swept by the Rangers, and he said, "Listen, to all the haters out there, you got this one right. Like you got this one right. You were right. The White Sox stink." Like that's I don't know what he's saying. Like the haters have been right.
Well, the haters
The
are the
haters are
actual,
right.
they're the fans. The haters are the fans that have been by this team's side for years.
And they're correct.
Yes.
Like they're not the
And
haters.
they're angry.
You can't be like the haters, like stuff it in your face haters. No, the haters were right here.
Yes.
The White Sox are bad.
Yes.
So yeah, and then so everyone's like, so we then, and then someone tweeted him and said, "Hey, you made them all mad with your call," and he retweeted and said, "Good, we'll
Okay.
keep doing it."
Okay.
Something like that.
Winning? I don't think so.
Right, and in saying that, so we requested an interview, and because I genuinely wanted to know,
Yeah.
who are the haters?
You're just putting on your big J hat.
Right,
Journalism.
like you're new here.
Yeah.
I want to
I
know,
don't have
as
one of
someone who
those.
doesn't understand the landscape,
Yeah.
who are you going after here?
Right.
Who's your target?
Who are the people? Right.
Yeah, who are the
'Cause
people?
It is like Waddle said, the longtime fans who've stuck by this team.
So he said, I am declining all interviews. at
Oh,
this
you
time."
can't do that.
Okay, so then this is, remember now, he's declared himself Mr. Southside.
Okay.
He's Mr. Southside. He is telling you who the haters and who the lovers are. This was yesterday during the game, as he is doing this day in White Sox history. Take a listen.
On this date in 1960, Al Smith connects on a home run, setting off Bill Veek's new exploding scoreboard for the very first time.
Bill Veek.
Okay. Oh.
He's Mr. Southside, though.
Oh, this is bad for him. So are you guys going to get him on again? Are you going to try to
I
get him
don't
on
think
again?
he's taking our
Yeah.
request anytime soon
Why
again.
not?
I don't know. He doesn't want to. Listen, I just wanted to know personally, yes, who are you talking to with the haters? And my anticipation was going to be, guys, you know what? I'm new here. You know, it's been frustrating. I got lost in the moment. I know Sox fans are dedicated. They're just frustrated. He went on social media, just doubled down.
Yeah, right. We got to know who the haters are.
Yeah.
Because, again, they have been correct.
Right.
The haters are correct.
Look, Bill Veeck, first of all, is a legendary baseball figure. He's the guy who planted the ivy on the north side. He's a legendary owner, Disco Demolition, who owned the White Sox.
Right.
His son is very well known. They just did a documentary about Bill Veeck and his son and his grandson. It's on Netflix that John can watch.
Bill Veek's new exploding scoreboard.
He's the voice of the White Sox. Now, look, he's the new guy in town. If he didn't go on the hater thing and he's new, I could give him grace and I could say, look, you're new, learn,
But-
fine. But when you're declaring
Yeah.
and you're drawing a line in the sand and you're saying, I've been here for 20 games. I know the landscape. You're the haters and you're the
Right.
lovers. Now you better know who the hell the South Side guys are. And if you don't know who Bill Veeck are, screw you.
And you should answer. You should do an interview. Like, why wouldn't you do an interview?
Endear yourself to lovely young
It's-
men like Sylvie and I.
People, you learn it over and over, like we've had many times where we've interviewed someone where we've been critical of them or they've been critical of us. You sit in a room, you
And you
talk,
become friends.
and everyone's like, man, that was a lot better than I thought. You don't lose in those situations. The only way you lose is to go after people and then say, no, I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Right.
That's crazy.
Right.
I like your instincts though to get them on.
Yeah, why
come
not?
on.
Yeah, come
the
on. I
show.
want to know. We want to. We like. Let's see what this. How can we figure this out together?
They won't do any tricks too. If you're listening right now, they're not going to like say a bunch of White Sox trivia and see if you try to correct them. And,
Oh, no, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
we should do that.
Franny Thomas.
Have you had the milkshake yet?
I haven't had it. I haven't had the milkshake.
We should do like, is this a true White Sox figure or not?
Yeah.
Andy the Clown.
Yeah.
Real White Sox guy or not?
Yeah, that's
He'll,
I
he'll
like that.
definitely not know Andy the Clown.
That's after we play punter or pianist.
I like that. We do
We drive punter or not a punter is what we were doing.
we do racehorse or porn star with
that's good.
our
That's
guy
good.
Randy Moss, who's on the,
Lemon muffin.
yeah, and then the obviously the bit is that he answers all correct. You're like, man, you know your porn, like you're really good at this.
The other Randy Moss?
Yeah, the other Randy
he's
Moss.
great.
Oh, my Randy Moss. He's been with us for a long time, so he'll be on the broadcast. I think this week.
Real
Is Eddie
quick.
O going to be on?
I think so.
Okay.
I worked with
On
Randy
the
out in
broadcast.
LA.
Yeah. With us? I'm not sure.
No, with on the broadcast this weekend.
Oh, I thought you were caring about what we were doing.
Is Eddie O going to be on here? Well, I mean, you guys got to just do a Friday show with no technical
Eddie's
difficulties first.
I've seen. What's that? What are we
You
going
got
to
to
do?
do a Friday show with no technical difficulties first.
That's not
We're
possible.
on a one-game
No,
losing
that's
streak on
not possible.
Fridays.
I saw Eddie was at Churchill Downs today.
Okay, so he's on.
he's
it.
So
Yeah,
my
I
guess
love
is he's there for
Yeah,
some
I
love
coverage.
it. I'll take whatever pick
Really
he
quick,
says.
before we let you go, the first thing we were talking about when we were bringing you in was Justin Fields returning kickoff.
Yes, he's going to probably return 1 million of them.
And do you think if you were him, would you want to?
No, definitely not. No, absolutely not.
Listen, he's already had his 5th-year option turned down. He wants to reestablish himself as a viable starting quarterback
Correct.
in the league. You
Correct.
can't do that when your leg's bent back.
No, and you also can't do that. Like, how does it play out? He does it. He's probably phenomenal because he's an incredible athlete, and then he gets pigeonholed to that.
Right. He would be. I'm not saying
He's
he would be good.
Antoine
He'd be
Randall
great
Right.
at it.
Right.
And then all the other teams in the NFL are like,
Oh,
well, screw
okay.
quarterback.
Yeah,
you know
right.
what? We're going to give him $1.5 million to come in and be our return guy.
No, he shouldn't do that. He's going to get a chance to. Russ stinks, so he'll get a chance. There'll be a moment.
All right, well, enjoy the weekend.
All right.
And what day are you going to the Cubs game?
Either Saturday or Sunday. I don't know.
Enjoy that.
I got season tickets. I can go whenever I want.
That's a nice flex.
I mean, it's not a flex. I just
And soon a
can
boat.
go whenever I want. No, I'm not. I will never own a boat. I will never own a boat.
What do
If
they
you
say?
invite me to go to a Cubs game with you, will you allow me to pick the 50-50 raffle tickets? Can I
Yeah,
be
but
it?
there's no way you'll go to a game with me
Why?
because you got to golf.
You got to golf.
Yeah.
He doesn't go to games. Do you have
Right.
2 or 4?
I have 2 right now. We'll probably upgrade to 4 next year. Well, I got to test out. I got to see
We
if my
should do-
daughter's a gamer. She might not be. This is gonna be a big moment for her. If she stinks this weekend, she's not going to another game for a while.
That's cold.
There's a lot of pressure.
So who you taking next time then? If she doesn't pass the test, who's next?
I'll probably just go with a friend. They'll just be out.
Why don't
my
we
kid-
get-
My son's actually. He's gotten better. We did 7 innings 2 weeks ago.
Why don't we get 4 one day and go you,
I'll go.
PFT, Waddle, and me to a game?
It's obviously not very appealing to him.
Yeah,
He's
it-
sitting
I
there,
mean,
he's, you know,
geez.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we could do that. Let's do that.
But that was
What
that
was
was
the-
very
what was the
alarming.
delay?
I wanted to
What
make
was
you a
the
little
delay?
nervous. I didn't want to say yes because then I want you to be desperate, not me.
So what if I'm
I have
actually
all
the
the
one?
power here?
What if I kind of pick the 50-50 raffle tickets and we win? Do I get a cut?
No,
Okay.
absolutely not. No, yeah, let's do that. Let's go to a game. The 4 of us.
Wait,
Maybe-
if you win 50-50 and he hits the button, you wouldn't give him 5% of the winnings?
No, I need to. My first win will maybe get me back to even. Then we can talk. If I win again, then we can start cutting in the investor.
Did you hear what the 50-50 split was on the south side for that double header that they did after the horrible rain thing? Tyler was there.
Take a guess. Take a guess.
For a double header.
Doubleheader. So it's both games.
Both
They
games.
sell.
And it was
16,000.
Come on.
You would have been very disappointed.
Why?
3,000.
Oh man, I actually someone
2
did,
games.
Someone did hit me up with a good idea that I need to go to a White Sox like day game midweek and just buy every ticket.
Every ticket.
Every single ticket.
You'd still lose.
I'd still lose.
Well, of course he would.
Because I can't stop other people from buying tickets. Well, I'd still lose because I'd only get 50% of my money back.
But it's still a win. But it's still a win. If you get to go to the cashier and say, I've got the winning ticket, there is a mental win there.
I might do that. But wait till like September and go and be like, I'm going to just try to get 80% of the pot and see if I can win.
It's bad for your checking account, but it's good for your mental health.
Yeah, right. Just you got to see one go through the hoop.
Absolutely.
That's a good experiment. That's a really good one.
I'm not going to say when because then people are going to try to box me out.
Yes.
So it will happen eventually.
Nobody's boxing me out.
Yeah, probably not.
All right.
All
Big
right.
Cat.
See you guys.
There's Barstool Big Cat.